Do you want to know how much debt the state you live in has? In this video, we will be navigating through the debt situation across the U.S. while covering the 10 U.S. states with the most debt per capita. Household debt continues to rise across the U.S. in the form of automotive loans, credit card debt, and mortgages. This brings financial insecurity to many U.S. residents. As reported by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, total household debt increased by 1.3% to reach $17.29 trillion in the third quarter of 2023. So in today's video, we are going to show you top 10 states with most debt in America. But before starting the video, I want to request you, we put our best efforts to create our every single video. So please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's start. Number 10, Nevada. Nevada is a western U.S. state with large flatlands, prickly pears, desert terrains, colorful boulders, and intriguing natural history. Filled with rich minerals, this region was once a coveted mining source in the Old West with many ghost towns and ruins. In 2022, about 3.18 million people lived in Nevada. Nevada is one of only 7 states with no income tax, but Nevadans face some of the highest unemployment rates in the nation and carry high debt balances compared to other states. The average household debt in Nevada is $66,020 per capita. In relation to the median income, the typical resident carries debt equal to 91.27% of their annual household earnings, placing the state at the third highest rank nationwide for consumer debt by this metric. In the fiscal year of 2023, the state of Nevada had state debt totaling $4.31 billion. However, the local government debt was much higher at $25.71 billion. Comparatively, the state debt in the fiscal year 2000 was $2.99 billion, and the local government debt $10.25 billion. Regarding government debt, Nevada holds the 21st position for highest per capita state debt, amounting to $8,880.47. This figure corresponds to 12.66% of the state's GDP, considering its economic output. Number 9, Texas. Texas is known for its legendary cowboy culture, its large cities, its diverse landscapes, its delicious Tex-Mex cuisine, and its strong Southern hospitality. Texas has always been known for its big personality, and it seems that extends to its population too. As of 2024, estimates suggest there are more than 28 million people calling this state home. Texas is 9th on this list. More than 100 million Americans have a car loan and auto loan debt in the United States. Currently stands at $1.5 trillion. Texas has the most automobile debt in America with an average debt of $27,739. Texans also have above-average credit card debt of $6,542. New data from the Bond Review Board suggests that Texas local debt soared to a total of $461.3 billion in fiscal year 2023, up from $417 billion in the prior year. That one-year jump represents a $44 billion increase or roughly 11% growth. Number 8, Georgia. Situated at the strategically important crossroads where Europe meets Asia, Georgia has a unique and ancient cultural heritage and is famed for its traditions of hospitality and cuisine. It has a population of 3.7 million, of which over a third live in the capital and largest city, Tbilisi. In the fiscal year of 2021, Georgia's state debt stood at about $22.2 billion. By 2027, the state debt is forecasted to increase to about $25 billion. With an average of $41,775, Georgia has some of the highest levels of student debt, which is much above the average across all states, which is $35,215. Georgia also has above-average credit card debt at $6,265. Although Georgia's total debt is much lower than other states, its debt per capita is very high. If we do not look at Georgia's debt rate, then this country is a developing state. Number 7, Virginia. Virginia's heritage is a blend of its colonial history, Civil War legacy, and a vibrant arts scene found in its historic cities and scenic landscapes. The state is home to plenty of museums like the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts in Richmond and the Chrysler Museum of Art in Norfolk. Virginia is the 12th most populous state in the United States with over 8 million residents. In the fiscal year of 2022, Virginia's state debt stood at about $30.84 billion US. Comparatively, the state's debt in 2000 stood at $12.01 billion US. Virginia follows in the trend of having high levels of credit card debt, with the average being $6,477. Virginia also has a high average student debt, with the middle being $39,599. The student loan debt balance in the U.S. has increased by 66% over the past decade, and it now totals more than $1.77 trillion, according to the Federal Reserve. However, according to the population of Virginia, its debt rate is quite high. What is the reason for this? The money had been spent on the construction of canals, toll roads, and railroads, with the expectation that these would contribute toward Virginia's future economic vitality. Number 6. Washington. Located in the Pacific Northwest, Washington is known for its stunning mountains and islands, big cities like Seattle, and iconic food scenes celebrating the state's agriculture. Regardless of how long you've lived in the state, there's always something new to discover about Washington. In the fiscal year of 2022, Washington's state debt stood at about $26.4 billion US. Comparatively, the state's debt was approximately $11.73 billion US in 2000. Washington ranks 6th on this list. Washington has average house prices of $563,000, which is 66% more than the national average. Due to this, there is more mortgage debt in Washington. As well as mortgage debt, people in Washington have high levels of car debt, averaging $23,754. Number 5. Colorado. Colorado is noted for its landscape of mountains, forests, high plains, mesas, canyons, plateaus, rivers, and desert lands. Colorado is one of the mountain states and is often considered to be part of the southwestern United States. Colorado is home to a population of 5.77 million people, from which 95% are citizens. How much debt does Colorado have? In the fiscal year of 2022, Colorado's state debt stood at about $22.28 billion US. Comparatively, the state's debt was approximately $4.43 billion US in 2000. Coming in as the third most indebted, Colorado's government holds $11,940 in debt per capita. While this is relatively low compared to other states, Colorado's debt represents 14.2% of the GDP, putting the state at the 11th worst rank for that metric. Residents of Colorado have the highest average debt by state at $89,170 per household. When comparing this figure to median annual income, it's equivalent to 99.85% of a typical Colorado salary. A significant factor behind the high debt levels among Colorado residents is the state's rising cost of living, which has escalated notably over the past 10 years due to a surge in population, particularly in cities like Denver and Boulder. Number 4. Alaska. The rich fishing waters off Alaska's coast make it one of the world's finest sources for wild seafood. Each year, nearly 6 billion pounds of seafood are harvested. Alaska is the #1 producer of wild salmon in the world and has the only salmon industry certified as sustainable by the Marine Stewardship Council. Let us keep these things aside and let's talk about our topic. Alaska is 4th on this list. This is due to Alaska having the highest average credit card debt in America, around $7,338. In America, the total credit card debt is over $1 trillion. This has been a continuous upward trend as Americans are being priced out due to drastic cost increases. Alaskans also have high levels of automobile debt, with an average of $25,846. In the fiscal year of 2019, Alaska had a state debt of $5.91 billion US. In the same year, Alaska's local government debt totaled $3.52 billion US. By the fiscal year of 2025, it is forecasted that the state debt of Alaska will be about $6.89 billion US, and the local government debt will be about $4.1 billion US. Number 3. Maryland. Maryland is known for fishing, and it produces the most blue crabs in the United States. The state is also known for mining coal, clays, natural gas, and limestone. Maryland is home to a population of 6.16 million people, from which 92.9% are citizens. Maryland only has $35.1 billion of assets available to pay bills totaling $60.3 billion. Because Maryland doesn't have enough money to pay its bills, it has a minus $25.3 billion financial hole. Comparatively, the state's debt was approximately $11.37 billion in 2000. This state has the most significant student debt, averaging $43,116. Student debt has continued to rise across the states. With college costs increasing along with the general cost of living, people need to borrow more. On top of this, for many who can't pay off enough or balance their accounts, interest is causing many people's loads to continue to rise even after college. Maryland also has a high average car debt of $22,809. Number 2, Hawaii. If you think of Hawaii, what comes to mind? Hawaii is known for its beautiful beaches, some of them with unusual colors. Many beaches are filled with white sand, but other Hawaiian shores are covered with green, red, pink, and even black sand. Hawaii is the 8th smallest in land area and the 11th least populous, but with 1.4 million residents. In the fiscal year of 2022, the state debt of Hawaii was about $8.52 billion. In that same year, the state's local government debt was $7.87 billion. Comparatively, the state's debt in 2000 stood at $5.59 billion, and its local government debt at $2.32 billion. On average, Hawaiians have around $6,343 of credit card debt. Credit cards have become increasingly popular across the states, and this is to fill in the gaps in purchasing power that occur when prices rise faster than income. As well as credit cards, there's been a huge increase in buy now, pay later services so that people can afford things they may not be able to pay for in one upfront lump sum. Hawaii also has high house prices, so much like California, it has a large average mortgage debt of $387,277. Number 1, California. The Golden State is known for its vast, abundant land that is the envy of many other U.S. states, with its beautiful Pacific coastlines, robust forests, modern arts and technology, as well as the breezy Mediterranean weather. With just over 39 million people, California is the nation's most populous state. You will be shocked to hear that California's state debt stood at about $145.03 billion. Comparatively, the state's debt was $57.17 billion in 2000. Californians are in the most debt, according to data. California has the highest average mortgage debt with $422,909 per household. This could be attributed to the fact that California has some of the highest house prices in America, meaning that many people may need to take out larger mortgages to live there. Having a car in many places in America is also a necessity, and thus many people may have vehicle debt. In California, this averages at around $23,262, which is one of the higher figures across the states. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.